Agents will wake up, loan officers will wake up and like, I guess I'll go through some of my prospects today. I guess you don't have a plan. What's more important than the information is how you're delivering the information.
Okay.
And delivering information through email, you might as well not send it. Delivering the information, nothing is more important than picking up the phone and talking to people about their situation. Prospecting is something that should be done with a phone call. It's not done hiding behind text, and it's not done hiding behind email. And people think that because they've done those things that they're prospecting. You're not. Because everybody else is sending them emails too. Yeah. Everyone else is sending them texts as well. If you pick up the phone and actually call them, and if they don't answer, leave a message and call them the next week or follow up, you're probably the only one doing that. Which is crazy because that was the only way to communicate 20 years ago. So you were actually just part of everybody else calling them. Now you're the only one calling them.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to pick up the phone. There's nothing that replaces picking up the phone. We have a mutual friend, right? Pace.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamil. Ask them if anything replaced picking up the phone. Don't they still do that?
That's all day. Yeah. They're on the phone all day.
You're not going to be successful if you don't pick up the phone.
That's true.
You're not. And picking up the phone shouldn't be waking up and saying, I'm going to call 10 of my prospects today. That's haphazardly working in your environment. That's not a plan. What your plan should be is every week I carve out 2 to 3 hours and I go through my prospects. I rip through them. And then once a month or twice a month, you should go through your past clients. And if you're not doing it, someone should be doing it. You should be doing the prospects, and assistant could be going through the past clients. How are things? Do you need anything from our offices? Just want to check in with you. That's a touch point. The touch point to past clients isn't to sell them anything. The touch point is to let them know I care about you. And so you're top of mind. So if they talk to anybody that night at dinner, or they go to, like, you're always on top of mind of, they always stay in touch with me. Now, I don't need to do that myself personally. My offices can do that. But I should be the one prospecting. And I don't have to be the one prospecting, but I probably should be if it's a hot, like we call them hot coding. If it's a 5, which is the best prospect, you should probably do that. If it's a 4 or 3, you can have someone else do that. But it has to be consistent, and it needs to be on a schedule. That's the most important part is people will wake up, agents will wake up, loan officers will wake up and like, I guess I'll go through some of my prospects today. I guess you don't have a plan. Because that should be on the calendar. On Wednesdays from 9 to 11, this is what I do. On Saturday mornings while sitting at an open house, this is what I do. If you just did that, it doesn't seem like work. It just is part of the day. For those people that work out every day, that's part of your day. Mm-hmm. If you go to the gym from 6 to 7 or from 4 to 5, it's not a matter of if you're going. You're going because your calendar says you're going. If you put prospecting on that calendar, you're going to prospect. And you don't need to think about it. It's just on that day, at that time, this is what I do. Mm-hmm. If people just did that, they would see so much more success. What they do is they email and they think that's doing something. It's not doing anything. I mean, it's not, because everyone's getting spammed with email. You don't even know if your email is getting to the inbox, by the way. But if I call you and you don't answer and I leave a message, and then I follow up with, hey, Bobby, it's Jason Mitchell. You know, we spoke last month. Again, just following up. Just let me know if you need anything. I'm not selling you anything. I'm there to say, do you need anything? Now, when you pick up the phone and you're a prospect, I do want to talk about, hey, you know, where are you at? Have your plans changed? Is there anything I can help you with? And then we get into what you're thinking about, whether it's buying or selling a house, just touching base on, all right, just know I'm here. 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 And when they're ready, if you're there, they'll call you.
Boom.
The problem is most people, when they're ready, you're an afterthought. They don't know who to call. They call the person that was just top of mind. So you have to be that person. Or they go online and find an agent online because they haven't heard from you in a year.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of should I do the work. It's a matter of if you're going to be great at sales, you have to do the work. Car salesmen are so good at sales because they're relentless. You have to tell them to stop calling me. Mm-hmm. Now that's annoying, but my God, if you're ready to pull the trigger, you know, if you walk into Coulter Cadillac, you know, in North Scottsdale and you walk in and you're showing interest, my God, if they don't call you every other day
yeah.
for a month.
Yeah.
Dude, that's good follow-up.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying you have to be annoying with it. Buying a home is different than buying a vehicle, but the follow-up needs to be there.
Yeah. You want to approach the line of being annoying, Just
Well, you
good
want to
follow.
know that I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So since we're catching up, I'm curious about, personal life. Is there anything that has happened that you're stoked on in the past 7 weeks? Like during all this travel, how's relationship? How's kiddos?
Yeah, everything's good. You know, my daughter's doing well. She's put on some weight, which is awesome. And she's just so great and learning every day and funny and witty and just awesome, to see how she's growing up.
Is there a moment in the past 7 weeks with Ruby that sticks out?
Daily. I mean, it's just, I was just reading this article that, JD Vance tries to carve out a couple hours a day. Like, they have made it a point that as busy as he is, I get 2 hours a day with my family. And I tend to think I'm in that like same category. I get about 2 hours a day. And now on the weekend, it's certainly a lot more. But if I can do that, I feel good about it. I really do. Now there's some days, like last night I had dinner, so I got like an hour in to hang with Ruby in the pool or do whatever. And you can't see all, you can't like hang with all three all the time or every day for 2 hours. It doesn't work that way, but at least you're present, at least you're home, at least they know you're around. Like last night, it was like 9:30. Asher was in bed and he was watching TV, and I crawled into bed with him and I gave him a big hug and a kiss on the cheek. I told him I loved him just to see how his day was. Like that type of stuff, to know that your kids know that you love them and that you care. At least you can do those things. But they're, my kids are different in age. They're 3, 9, and they're 3, 9, and 13. And so like they're all into different things. Ruby looks at her older brother and just idolizes him, Brecken. Asher's, he's like the gap between my brother and I at that age, where there's just such a gap of age. Like Asher's doing his own thing. He goes to the mall and he hangs out, he's cool and all that shit. Where Brecken's still young enough where he'll hang with Ruby and play. And they love each other, right? Like that is her idol. And so it's just fun, like last night they were running around playing dinosaurs, and you're just like, so you take that in. Like I do stop myself and take that in and be like, I love the fact that my family feels safe. They're in a good environment. My wife is with them all the time because she can be. And I'm doing my thing. My thing is supporting them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so it's good.
I love it. What's shifted in the market lately? Like you said, consolidation, but is there anything else you're seeing in the market in general?
No. I mean, inventories are rising. Builders are having a really difficult time getting rid of inventory. And it's just because buy-side activity is very low. It's very low. And I think we see a rise in delinquencies, which isn't a good thing for anybody. But unfortunately, it's just part of what it is. When the market doesn't appreciate like it should at a consistent pace, then all of a sudden people that have an FHA loan or a VA loan with little down payment assistance, if things get tight, and let's say they underwrote that file at like a 45% DTI and somebody loses their job, they're in trouble. And so you hate seeing that. But the reason that the market has slowed down in terms of appreciation is because rates have not come down. There's not a lot of buyers out there. And the reason that has started is a domino effect from the fact that they should have never had rates at 2 and 2.5%. It created a catastrophic effect from inflation to extreme rise in prices, to where people don't want to get out of their home anymore because they're in a great interest rate.
Yeah.
So, we'll see where it goes. Look, I feel as though we've seen the worst of it. I think we're getting out of the worst of it. And it's been pretty bad for a lot of people. But I feel like we're getting out of that. And I think it's going to be better. I think 26 will be better than 25. And we'll see where kind of like the balance of inventories meet the buy demand. Nothing's gotten like crushed, and I don't see that happening either. But values have flattened in a lot of areas, or in some areas gone down a little bit. The most exposure isn't the luxury exposure right now. The most exposure is more like entry-level market exposure.
Somebody who is watching this and want to learn more about JMG, what do they do?
Yeah, just check out the website. Go to jasonmitchellgroup.com, or join JMG is kind of where all the assets are for agents to learn more about what we are, what we're about, and partnerships as well. So, I guess they can go there.
Cool.
I'd love to improve my Instagram capabilities.
Okay, deal.
I I don't think I've gained a follower in like years.
All right, well, it's time to get
No,
some
I'm
followers.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not good at the gram.
Neither am I. Nobody is. Everybody's faking it, dude.
I guess so, but I know I'm not so good at it. I kind of don't care, but at the same time, if anybody wants to follow me personally, just go to Instagram. I think it's Jason Mitchell _JMG.
That's it.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, thank you.